If your income changes every single month, most budgeting advice is not just useless to you. It is actively setting you up to fail. You have heard it 1,000 times. Just save 20% of your income. Okay, but 20% of what? The $6,200 you made in March or the $900 you made in April? Here is the uncomfortable truth. Over 70 million Americans now earn money outside a traditional paycheck. And a recent survey found that 60% of freelancers say managing irregular income is their single biggest financial stress. Not taxes. Not finding clients. Just managing money that refuses to show up on a schedule. Today I'm going to give you the exact system that high-earning freelancers and gig workers use in 2026. The one that turns unpredictable income into a paycheck you can count on every month, rain or shine. No spreadsheets you will abandon in a week. No advice that assumes you know exactly what you are earning in July. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why normal budgeting advice fails you. Traditional budgeting starts with one assumption. You know your number. $4,000 a month, every month thus, forever. Every app, every template, every 50-30 to 20 rule video assumes that stable starting point. But if you are a freelancer, a marketplace seller, a content creator, a rideshare driver, or you run a small online shop, your income is not a straight line. It is a heartbeat. A big spike, a flat line, and then another spike. And the real danger is not the low months themselves. It is what most people do during the high months. They see $7,000 land in their account, and their brain says, "This is a rich month." So they spend like every month will look like this one. Then the flat months arrive, and the panic borrowing begins. The freelancers who actually build wealth are not the ones who earn the most. They are the ones who stopped budgeting off their income and started budgeting off a number they control. That is the entire shift we are making today. So let's start with step 1. Find your floor number. Forget your average income. Averages lie to you because they assume the good months always arrive on schedule to rescue the bad ones. They do not. Instead, pull up your last 12 months of income and find your lowest earning month. Not your average, your worst. That number is your floor. Let's say your income over the last year looked like this. Some months at $6,500, some months at $2,100, and one brutal month at $100. Your floor is not the average of those numbers. It is $1,400. That is the number your entire budget gets built around. I know what you are thinking. I cannot live on my worst month forever. You are right, and you will not have to. But your fixed essential expenses, your rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, and minimum debt payments need to fit inside that floor number. If they do not fit yet, that is not a failure. That is data. It tells you exactly what needs to shrink or how much your floor needs to grow. Now you are solving the real problem instead of guessing. This single mental shift, planning for your worst month instead of your average month, is the difference between freelancers who feel like they are drowning every few weeks and freelancers who sleep fine during a slow quarter. Now for step 2. Pay yourself a salary. Here is the tool that changes everything. 2 bank accounts. 1 business, 1 personal. Every payment you receive from a client, a platform, or a sale goes into the business account first. It does not touch your personal spending account directly, ever. Then, once or twice a month, on a fixed schedule, you transfer yourself a fixed amount. This is your salary, moving from business to personal. That number is based on your floor from step 1, not on whatever landed in the account that week. Here is why this single habit beats almost every budgeting app on the market. It creates friction between money you earned and money you can spend. When a $3,000 payment lands in your business account, it does not feel like $3,000 of spending money, because it is not going anywhere near your debit card until your next scheduled transfer. Psychologically, this is enormous. Freelancers who skip this step make emotional spending decisions in real time the moment a payment notification pops up. Freelancers who use this system make one calm decision, twice a month, based on numbers instead of adrenaline. In the early months, this feels strange. Your business account balance climbs while your personal account looks the same as always. Good. That is the system working exactly as designed. You are building a buffer between your client's payment habits and your rent due date. Now let's move to step 3. Build a real buffer, not just an emergency fund. Standard advice tells salaried employees to save 3 months of expenses. If you have irregular income, 3 months is your floor, not your target. Aim for 6. Here is the math. Take your essential monthly expenses only. Not your full lifestyle, just rent, food, utilities, insurance, and minimum payments. Then multiply that by 6. That number is your buffer target. This is not your car broke down emergency fund. Keep that one separate, smaller, and easy to access. This buffer has one job: to cover the gap when a client disappears, when a platform algorithm tanks your income for 6 weeks, or when a slow season hits harder than expected. It is the fund that lets you say no to an underpaying project, because you are not desperate for this month's rent. Where you put it matters more than most people realise. A checking account earning nothing is the wrong home for this money. In 2026, high-yield savings accounts are paying real, meaningful interest. Parking 6 months of expenses there, instead of in a 0% checking account, is money you are otherwise leaving on the table every single month. Now for step 4. Tax-proof yourself from day 1. This is the step that quietly destroys more freelancers than slow months ever do. No employer is withholding taxes for you. That means the government still wants its cut, and it will arrive as a shock instead of a quiet paycheck deduction. The fix is simple and non-negotiable. The moment a payment lands, before you do anything else, move 25% to 30% of it into a separate tax holding account. If you are earning under roughly 80Ks a year, 25% is a reasonable range. Above that, especially in a higher tax state or region, push closer to 30% or 35%. Treat this transfer like a bill that is already due. Because functionally, it is. Do this, and tax season stops being an emergency and becomes a formality. The money is already sitting there, separated, untouchable, and waiting. And finally, step 5. Let your surplus months do the work. Eventually, a big month arrives. A bonus project, a viral moment, a client who pays early. Here is the rule. Surplus income does not go to your personal spending account. Ever. It stays in the business account and gets assigned a job, in this order. First, top up your buffer if it is below your 6-month target. Second, once your buffer is full, attack high-interest debt. With average credit card rates sitting above 24% in 2026, that debt is actively working against every other financial goal you have. Third, once you are buffer full and debt-free, that surplus becomes real investing money. Retirement accounts, index funds, whatever your long-term plan calls for. The freelancers who build real wealth are not the ones who never have slow months. They are the ones who never let a good month go to waste. So let's recap the 5-step system. Find your floor. Pay yourself a fixed salary from your business account. Build a 6-month buffer. Set aside taxes the moment money lands, and put every surplus month to work. Do this, and unpredictable income stops running your life. You start running it instead.